What comes to your mind when you hear bone fossil? Most likely you will think about some archaeological digs and exhibits displayed in museums. That makes sense because the word fossil comes from the Latin fossilis, or dug up. But what if I tell you that some of the fossils may not necessarily be hundreds of years old and you can find them closer than you would think? Human bone. Maybe it's not so obvious, but it's a very dynamic tissue which is constantly renewed to maintain its strength. Bone maintenance is controlled by osteocytes, the main bone cells which living hidden inside the bone in small chambers called lacuna. During the lifetime, the osteocyte keeps its little chamber unmineralized. But the situation is dramatically changing once the cell begins to die. The dying osteocytes trigger a unique micromineralization process called micropetrosis. It's a gradual mineralization of the lacunar chamber with the fading osteocyte inside, which still preserves the osteocyte structure, and this giving a rise to a cellular fossil. A fossil within the living tissue. Now, this so-called living fossilization leaves a piece of physical evidence about the previous osteocyte fate, and we can study it with electron microscopy, which is really cool because we are using invisible electrons to visualize and reveal these hidden mineralized cells inside the bone. And another piece of evidence, what you need to know, is that micropetrosis is a feature of aged bone. And the location and frequency of these microfossils can help us in understanding of bone-related pathologies. For example, in bones from diabetic patients, we see more frequent microfossilization in young bones, which means that the osteocytes don't work well in here. And this indication can lead us in our investigation how diabetes and other diseases are affecting our bone health. Because once we understand how the disease works, we can better diagnose it, and more importantly, we can prevent the fractures in the first place. So, to wrap it up, these unique cellular fossils are just like archaeological fossils. They provide us with a long-lasting evidence about the life and function over the time of the osteocytes in the living human bone. Thank you.